Nick and Camilla, what do you make of what you're hearing today?
Well, we predicted this in the Sunday Express back on March the 19th, and at the time there was a lot of denials, basically Theresa May saying she didn't want the uncertainty for the electorate, she didn't want to look like she was capitalising on Labour's catastrophic failure to galvanise support among the Labour heartlands and the masses. But obviously this U-turn is to suggest that we need proper leadership and a proper mandate. I don't just think in light of the Brexit negotiations, but with all of these quite cataclysmic world events unfolding, there's this sense now that she absolutely needs to shore up her position.
Meant to be not a gambler, but she's rolling the dice this time, isn't she? Couldn't come at a better time. Labour will have its head in its hands. It's a party that's riven with dispute. She talked not once, not twice, 3 times she mentioned the word either reluctantly or reluctance. She's making it seem that it's got to be done because it's the deal that Britain needs for Brexit. Very clever play.
The Parliament vote on this tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So also there was some talk, because William Hague was speaking about the repealing of the Fixed Parliament Act, because there's likely to be a lot of Labour opposition. They don't want an election. We just had polling at the weekend suggesting that the Tories are now 25 points ahead, and Corbyn facing, frankly, electoral and career ruin. So this is not what they want. But of course, other parties as well, the SNP, they might well face losing some seats, which is exactly what the Tories want.
Can they vote against this? Could they stop her calling the election?
Well, yes. They can if enough of them vote against, but
she needs a 2/3 majority for it.
She's hoping to be...
will this be... the issue is Brexit.
Well, the issue, she's just said, the issue is leadership, which is obviously they're going to play the man there, because whatever you say, even if you're the most fervent Labour supporter, you have to accept that you've got issues. Let's look at their last 3 by-elections. They lost their deposit in Richmond, in London. They held 1 seat, but they lost another seat. Scotland is just a barren territory for them now. I think they'll be under a heck of a lot of pressure in the north of England. So the Conservatives will seek to make this an issue of leadership because they know Corbyn's on weak ground there.
And they also know that the Remain hope, so if everyone wanted to vote an election on Remain, they'd have to vote for Tim Farron and the Lib Dems, and he's obviously not as strong a leader as Theresa May.
Well, as I always say, you don't pick a fight with someone unless you know you're going to win it. I think she's going to win this one. Right, we're going to go to Downing Street now. ITV's political editor. Let's see if we can line up with him. Robert Peston, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, who would have thought this was one out of the blue, wasn't it? Now, look, here's the question. Tomorrow she needs a 2/3 majority. She needs a 2/3 majority in Parliament. Has she got that?
Well, I think it's going to be quite hard for Jeremy Corbyn to oppose this decision to go to the country. Funnily enough, on my programme, Preston on Sunday, just a few weeks ago, I asked him, were she to ask the House of Commons to dissolve Parliament, whether he would oppose that, and he said he wouldn't. He said that he would take an election any time. So, you know, he would have to change his mind on that. And it's very hard, I think, for any opposition leader. It's very hard.
We are there now. She did recognise that point. She said she's only come to
I think what's happening to Robert Peston here is getting cross communications coming in from different places. Robert, are you back in business there? We're not saying anything to you. Off you go.
and a general plan after having triggered...
No, he's lost.
No, I think there's so much going on down there.
But he's making the point that it's going to look very anti-democratic for Jeremy Corbyn to oppose what is the will of the Parliament, which represents all of us. So at the end of the day, voters either are going to turn out on their droves for this election if she calls it or not. And Corbyn standing there, he's going to look terribly self-interested if he says no because I might lose. I mean, that's just childish.
Think, Nick, will people turn out in their droves? Is this one that's going to get everybody engaged?
It's interesting, isn't it? It's because we go into another year where there's a key vote in June, because, of course, it was June last year that we had the referendum. That, in a way, has triggered why the Prime Minister's just been standing outside number 10. No, I wouldn't look for a turnout anything like the level of what we had at the referendum turnout, but probably healthier than most general elections because the Brexit coin is still there to be played, and, as I say, the leadership issue as well.
And I just think the repercussions, Northern Ireland's already facing an election.
Well, that's what we thought it was about. I have to say, we thought it was going to be a statement about Northern Ireland, because that's, as you rightly say, so I was reading up that in the cab coming here. But that's still out there, Eamonn. That is still out there. And what it does for the SNP in Scotland now, really, will this be seen as a referendum vote itself for...
Well, it also if she's able to wipe out some SNP seats, and that's going to be a great thing. Also, an election wipes out any of suggestions of this election fraud that's been dogging the Conservatives down in South Thanet for the last recent weeks. So there's the notion of just wiping the slate clean on that, and also just establishing a secure mandate, not just for the Brexit negotiations and any future trade deals, but all government policy. We are at a quite difficult time at the moment on the world stage.
And for people who want to reconsider their Brexit vote, you know, who may have voted out and they think, oh, maybe not now, they may want to reconsider this. The problem is, for them, they have to be convinced there is a credible alternative to Theresa May. You're not sure that exists?
No, I don't think. I think Camilla's absolutely right. Then you might look towards Tim Farron. I don't see them picking up buckets of votes. But let's what they said in a few last elections in the United States. It's the economy. Stupid, they always say. Let's look at the economy. Let's look at recent figures. Unemployment is down. Growth is up. The best growth in the whole of Europe. If they want to make an economic case as well, Brexit has not been the disaster that many said. I know there's a long way to go. I'm not pretending we're out yet. But they can actually point to economic indicator after economic indicator that says that Britain actually is doing very well post-Brexit vote. Thank you very much.